I once had the delightful experience of meeting Douglas Harding, the author of On Having No Head. If it weren't for the inspiration of Douglas Harding's work, then it's unlikely I'd be doing these videos. At the time I was reading one of his books. It's called The Trial of the Man Who Said He Was God. And I mentioned this to Mr. Harding, and he lit up. His eyes lit up, and he told me with some enthusiasm why this book was so important to him. And it was because he was trying to challenge his own realization, his own understanding, his own insight. Basically is the complete reversal of conventional understanding. And it's this insight which is the key to extracting the wisdom from books like the Yoga Vasishta. So it needs to be challenged. The spiritual practitioner needs to challenge his insight, his understanding. It needs to be pulled apart vigorously. This is what Douglas Harding did in his book. He put himself on trial. He put his understanding on trial and imagined every possible argument to detract from his own understanding. And this is what it seems to me we've got in chapter 190. Chapter 190 is quite unusual. It's different from the chapters which come before and afterwards, in that there's a lot of questions from Ram coming at Vasishta. It's almost like artillery fire. Bam, 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 bam. Ram's poking at Vasishta, trying to unravel his position, trying to unravel his understanding. But there isn't anything that can unravel Vasishta's realization. And the only choice for Ram is to come round to Vasishta's perspective. I'm a very sceptical person, cynical even. I can't help arguing with whatever anybody says. If somebody says something, I'm inclined to take the opposite viewpoint. This might be something to do with my Libran personality. I'm always wanting to balance one point of view with the other point of view, the opposite point of view. But the perspective that's being communicated here, or being communicated from in the Yoga Vasishta, seems to me to be unassailable. There cannot be any doubt about it. I cannot find an opposing statement to it. Perhaps I haven't looked hard enough. I would like to demolish my own understanding, not dismiss it, which is what most people will end up doing because they don't want to go where this teaching is pointing to. But any argument, philosophical or otherwise, will be duly considered. Perhaps I'll think of one at some point. So this is what Rama was doing. It was Rama's role. He was the judge and jury, trying to pick flaws in Vasishta's argument. But he has to come round in the end. Rama said, Lord, this world is filled with the supreme reality at all times and in all ways. Hence it does not arise, nor does it cease. The world appearance is an illusion, but whether it is regarded as an illusion or not, it is in reality Brahman only. What's important is to realize its nature as Brahman, and then if you want to call it reality or illusion afterwards, it doesn't matter. Vasishta said, Brahman shines in itself as itself coincidentally, just as a ripe coconut falls when a crow happens to alight on it, and that is known by itself and in itself as this creation. So Brahman shines like the crystal shines. The crystal seems to have a lot of activity going on in it, lots of colours flashing here and there, but the crystal's not changing, the crystal's immobile. But reflections are coinciding with reflections. We've got reflections upon reflections, and consciousness is hypnotized by its own reflections, coinciding with each other. And this is what gives rise to the belief in creation.